Causality of Time. Perspectives on the processes of existence on the physical plane. Time, in the three-dimensional physical system, is a unit of duration measured against the cycles of the sun, moon, and stars. It is the way man on Earth measures and plans the sequence of events in his life. All organic forms grow and decompose according to the movements of the solar system and its cycles. In the non-physical astral dimension, where fragment entities exist in between lives, there is no solar system, nor cycles. Therefore, time does not exist as on Earth, and the sequence of events there must be measured differently. When entities were initially fragmented as separate urges of the source, they were individualized in the understanding of what steps would be necessary for each to master this system. Time periods, or steps of growth and experience, were mapped out all in the same instant as each entity fragmented. And, in looking from outside of an Earth time frame, such as from the astral plane, all time periods in which fragments experience in different forms exist simultaneously. However, lessons in materiality are set to focus in one time period at a time, and in a learning sequence, not a time sequence. Thus, as one incarnates onto Earth plane, they may go backwards, forwards, or sideways in time, depending upon their lessons and their ability to learn. Time periods may be thought of as empty classrooms for fragments to experience in, for each period has different vibrations, learning experiences, and patterns of form energy different from all others. One segment of time extends from and builds upon the prior, as in the flow of a river. When a major experience in a time period could potentially have more than one end result, time will split into parallel lines, octaves, or flows, and each result may be acted out, so that man has an opportunity to learn from the alternative effects. There is more than one octave of time, for example, and there is a separate universe of Earth stars and fragment entities experiencing in each. Maximum diversity in experiencing all the potentials of the source is maintained in this way. Planetary alignments are necessary to reference time periods upon the Earth plane. They are relative to the steps of evolution already foreseen. For no two time periods have the same planetary alignments. Planetary transiting, which constantly changes these alignments, is the process whereby different things that are necessary may come to pass within balance and harmony, and within cycles according to the movements or the periods or time upon the Earth. And the experiences that one may gain within a time period are restricted to those that can be learned within that particular time period. All time in itself is a memory recording system. All experiences are recorded in the memory of the subconscious mind, the universal mind, and in the Akashic Records time structures, and can be reviewed or accessed when necessary. There is a time for all endeavors, and none are out of place at the time they are happening. There truly is a reason for each step. Try as you might to control time, you are its slave. Until you grow to the awareness that to create what time says is appropriate for this period is the only way to have control over it. Time is not a burden, it is a tool. It is a tool which must be understood in order to be used. If not understood, it then becomes a burden. Due to the way it will not give in to your unfocused wants and desires, it is a tool which assists us in the pattern of growth which we have set forth for ourselves. It assists us by bringing about newness, which we would not be open to if we had not had it forced upon us through the effects of time. You are indeed limited in your material creations by the aspect of time. Only through your spirit, your true essence, can you begin to manifest that which you desire, for it is the only thing which is not limited by time. This understanding is prerequisite for any manifestation of an ideal. Therefore, seek first to put your ideals into spirit manifestation, that they may then attune themselves to the time period in which they may take on physical form. Then, learn patience. You must come to know that there is a structure to the evolvement of all things. We are not currently attuned enough to the plan of all things to know how our own particular ideals fit into the overall scheme of things. When you become this aware, that is, when you can see and understand how each person's experience meshes with the next person's to create the overall plan for this particular universe, then will patience no longer be needed. Patience is a quality similar to faith. Once there is understanding, it is no longer needed. Patience is what you must have when you do not understand the how, when, or why of a particular situation. Once you understand the how, when, and why of a situation, you will no longer find a need for patience. It will be like seeing clearly the steps required for learning, which previously would have been hidden from view.